Hi friends, I would like to share my thoughts on knowing thyself. Knowing thyself means knowing yourself. Knowing yourself to what extent? You will have to go very deep into it. It's a subject which has been discussed by many persons who are well versed in knowing about going in depth of their knowledge, and they have their own reasons by knowing themselves. But what I have been feeling, and I have gone through the great saint Ramana Maharishi, who was in the forest all through years. The moment he wanted to have the sight of the power and the radiation of the wisdom and knowledge of the supreme power, he started dishing in to this power. He wrote in many books, I have read that. How do you go deep into your mind and know? How do you traverse through this soul and realize the Atma which lies in between and understand what you are? He was the one who was very much attracted, and I was having the semblance of his knowledge, but I tried. He has put in various exercises. How do you come yourself to know what you are? It was a wonderful and amazing experience for him. He spent all through his life for this. It's really very difficult to know the fathom of your mind. He says the soul, the Atman, the creator of ourself, is the brainchild of everything. When you go deep into that and have a transformation of knowing what it is, what is the value, what are the ingredients it has, you will be really astonished. I tried in so many ways. It's very, very difficult. But I would not say it is not possible. It comes to people who are interested, having a benign interest in that, and want to know what their soul is. In what way should I express his sentiments of knowing thyself? But however, in the order of the day, in the mundane activities, what we deal in and deal out, I have come to an extent to know what am I, what for I am here, what is the purpose, what is the value addition I have made all through this experience of life. A wee bit I have understood. I would like to share that with you also. Basically, you have to understand that we are all created by these 5 sensory perceptions, which all of us know. But one factor which I have recently known is that all of us are covered 72% by water, 12% by your Swasha Akarshana, that means breath in, breathing out, inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide, and 6% of sensory perceptions activates our brain, and the rest contains the other aspects. Amazing, isn't it? We are totally covered by water, almost 3/4. Not only us, the whole universe is covered like that. The whole universal system is covered 72% through water to protect its environment and the other things. What an interesting research. These funds, when you want to have the radiation of these 5 sensory perceptions, you will have to put in a little bit of exercise. Why do we take at all the pilgrimages, especially the pilgrimage what we undertake in the mountainous areas like Himalayas? People visit Nepal to Pashupatinath temple, Kailash and Spadikalinga in Himalayas, Rishikesh, Badrinath and other places. All these 5 sensory perception becomes very active in these areas. When you go high up and up, the perception, the radiation, and the reverberance what you get by this activity is much more and more than what you have been getting in the planes. The tablet tells like that. You will have to realize what this perception and what it relates to. How does it radiate into every organ of yours? And that makes you know well about yourself. Go deep through your penance, through your bhakti, through your meditation. So a lot of things you come to understand. What are you? What are the values attributed towards you? Strikingly, I have read a story I just wanted to share with you, which will eliminate you from the deficiencies of not knowing. There was one person who was married to 4 wives. He got 4 wives because of his strength of weaknesses and also positiveness. Always he was maintaining them. At the same time, he had a special love towards the 4th wife. He always loves her like anything. The 3rd wife also comes in the next place. He loves her also. Likewise, the 2nd and the 1st. But in reciprocation, when you ask me, the 1st wife was showering the best of her life towards the person. But he was unknowing that. He didn't reciprocate. He didn't feel that. He put the whole gamut of his liking and love and everything on the 4th wife. And alternately 3rd and 2nd, and totally he derelicted the 1st wife. That's his habit. The life was going on very smoothly for him with the same habits. And one day he was entering into the evening of his years. That means to say he was almost coming into a sense of getting over and was falling sick slowly. And slowly, at one time, he was in his deathbed. At that time, he called his 4th wife and asked her, "Look here, I have got an innate desire that I have been loving you very much than the other wives. So when I am going to die, I want you also to come along with me and be with me forever." She immediately quipped and said, "Please, do not expect me to come after your death. The moment you leave, I'll be also leaving you." He was astonished. He asked the same question to the 3rd wife. She also said, "I'm sorry, I cannot come along with you." The 2nd one repeated the same thing. The moment you go away from this universe, automatically I will also disengage myself. The same question, for the sake of asking, he asked the 1st wife also, and he knows that the same answer is going to come. He was totally astonished when the 1st wife said, "My dear, my love towards you is eternal. I'll be with you always. Wherever you want to come with me, I'll be there. I will be there. Even in your death, I will share that death and come along with you. But you have not realized me." It struck him very badly, and he felt that all through my life I have never cared for her. I have not fed her properly. I have not given her what she wanted. But still she loves me. She was looking very thin and pale. He was feeling very bad for having derelicted her totally. She said, "Don't you worry about it. Whether you love me or not, I am going to love you." That's what her statement. My dear friends, you should all understand the crux and the moral of the story. All of us are married to 4 wives. In the sense, 4th wife is being the body, and the 3rd one is your acquisitions, your wealth, your assets, and the 2nd wife is your peers, relations, father, mother, all your close relatives, and the 1st one is your Atma, your creation, which lives in you. This is what is referred, and we should understand. If you are not able to understand, you will feel that you are less powerful in knowing what you are. The moment you leave the fourth wife, the body leaves you. The moment you leave this earth, the third wife, all your acquisition, not even a penny you can take through your coffins. The second wife, your relationship gets disengaged the moment you go out of this world. The first one, the Atma. The Atma alone prevails. But you have not cherished your Atma all through your life. Only at the fag end, you are trying to know what you are. Atma is the creator. Atma has done everything for you. Atma is protecting you from all your environment. Try to understand. As long as you live, try to emancipate this Atma and try to get into the ingredients of this Atma and get to know about it. The more and more you know about your Atma, you will be knowing more and more about yourself. That's all for the day. Have a great day. Thank you.